Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks, here to bring you your weekly market update. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button or like us or leave a comment if you want to show some support for the channel. We really appreciate it. Today I'm opening this box of ARC because Tommy needs a few cards for our Blitz game tonight, and I didn't have them to lend him, so we're going to hope that we pull them today here in this Unlimited. And our patron had requested that ARC be one of the next boxes we open, so we went ahead and did that. So thank you for the request, and wish us luck. Hopefully Tommy gets the cards he needs to play tonight. That's our Blitz, and we're really looking forward to it. So let's jump into this while we talk through the various prices of the cases today, boxes, cases, sealed product, etc. Big note of I guess the market is that ARC, this product itself, jumped. That was not planned. Very convenient that happened. So ARC Unlimited jumped to 104 from $82 last week. So that's a 26% jump. I have no idea why. Only thing I can imagine is people are cracking it to try to get these Runeblade cards, I don't know. Like, is that the thing? Is Visari Arknight Ascendant, kind of like the big deal? I'm not sure that's true in the meta. I mean, it's definitely a player, but I'm not 100% sure that it's like the thing. So this is a pretty big jump for that. Maybe supplies just kind of run out, but I don't know. Unlimited seem to be pretty prevalent, so I don't know. Anyways, 104 a box. That's kind of cool. WTR Unlimited is at 64. It went up a little bit too, about 8%, so that's not bad at all. Crew is dead flat. Monarch is down by 5%. Not a huge swing. It's kind of in the middle of the range it's been doing. Past couple weeks between like 60 and 75. It's at 70 this week, so it just kind of swings back and forth the past few weeks. Nothing special there for Mon Unlimited. Tales of Aria is down 10%, kind of worth noting because it had climbed up to 70. It's now down at 61.98. So kind of interesting to see that has kind of returned. I think after people realized Starvo has some weaknesses, maybe the demand has dropped a little bit, and people flooded the market because they have a lot of the product. I mean, we all know there's a lot of that product out there, and so the second that ticks up, I imagine the market will flood. Prices come back down to sanity. I'm curious if we'll see that next week with ARC, being that it jumped so high. I mean, that's a big jump. That's something you note if you're a box seller. All right, there we go. Got something. Got a few things there. But that's one of those things that if you take a look at it, you see the prices go up. If you're sitting on a bunch of unlimited, you're not really speculating on it because it's not the best speculation. So you see the market's up, you sell into the high. That's what I would do if I was selling boxes individually. So onto the cases, nothing really of major note here. Basically, well, let's just go through it. WTR's flat. ARC is down 4.6%, which is curious with the box prices being at 104. So it's at 369 buy a case, sell 4 boxes at 100 each, make 30, 40 bucks in profit, not really with shipping. So it's not a big enough change to make a difference, in my mind, as long as the prices stay where they are. But, if you want to hold on to it, that might serve you in the long run, especially if these prices continue to climb. Crew Unlimited, 309, it's flat. Monarch Unlimited is down 3.5% to 275. Nothing special there, really. Tales of Aria is down by about 5% to 289. So that's worth paying attention to a little bit there. Tales of Aria, like I said from the previous discussion of the individual boxes, is, kind of the Starvo, champ, I guess, from that meta. And I think things are cooling off. People are dumping the boxes onto the market, especially that unlimited product. There's so much of it out there. WTR first edition hasn't really moved. It's down 2% to 4,050. ARC first edition 1997 from 2075, so 3% down. Crew is up 3% at 733 from 710. Monarch is at 164 from 169, so it might as well just be sitting still. Tales of Aria is up to 2.5% at 90.5 from 88 last week, and EVR is at 83, so it has climbed a little bit. It's pretty interesting. Last 3 weeks on EVR, we've seen it tick up. We had the hype the hype released at 84.5, which was really low for a release, honestly. But then it dipped real low down to 79, which everyone was kind of worried about, I guess. And now we're slowly ticking up steadily, a couple points each week. So we'll keep an eye on that because that one's curious. This is kind of the new model, I think, since we don't know anything about Unlimited yet. So we'll find out about that. Actually, hopefully by next week, I can report a little bit about some of that kind of news and what that might mean for the market. No one knows yet. First edition cases. Let's see. WTR is 2700 420s. It's flat. Same with ARC. They haven't moved the ones on TCG Player as expected. Again, if you're going for these, go for back channel. That you can get them for cheaper than this in Facebook or whatever. I've seen a couple of sales happen. I don't report on that because it's too hard to track. So I just don't. It just doesn't make sense because you might get one data point when there's 12 and you've missed half of them or more. So it's just not worth trying to chase that down. Crew is $31.99. It's literally down $1, so no change there. Monarch is down the most at 1.65%. That is, so it's at 654. It's only $11 change, so not a big deal. I'll tie that up to market fluctuation. Tales of Aria First is the same, again flat at 369, which is up from the previous 4 weeks overall. Just this last two kind of plateauing. And then EVR is at $339 as it was last week. Seems to be its price point that we are happy with, which I'm good. I'm glad with that. Couple of interesting things have happened in the market that I did want to touch on. The first is there was a huge spike over, I guess, the past 2 weeks or so. I think I mentioned it last week too, the buyouts that were happening. It got crazy. Like, it went really nuts. So just kind of as the cornerstone piece to keep an eye on, the grandeur of Valahai went up to, I think, 500 per card, which obviously got a lot of people's interest. I think mass box openers flooded the market. It dipped down to, I'd say, 480 or so, 450, and then it dropped to 420 before going back up to like 490 or so. So it was trying to hold on to that 500 price range. I don't know if there was a concerted effort to buy them or what, but it was definitely a thing that was happening. And as of this morning, and this is news to me as of this morning because it was not this way last night. It was up over, I think it was like 420 last night, something like that. As of this morning, its low is 389. Now, I don't expect that to hold for very long. I said before I didn't actually think it'd go below 400 again. So I was wrong. Clearly it did. I don't know how long it will stay that low. Maybe we end up, and it's Corsham, because I think Corsham floated around 300 for a while post-release before starting to tick back up with Unlimited. So maybe it's one of those things where we do go down that low. I can't say, but I certainly didn't expect it to get this low. So clearly supply is getting on the market. The market is reacting to the speculators grabbing up a bunch of them. On that front, the full arts, which were highly speculated on, pulverizing is the kind of cornerstone example because it had the most variance. It started and stayed around 100 from day one. Recently with the buyouts, it got as high as 200, which was pretty impressive. Started to slide down, and as of today, it's at 116, which I think is still good because it started at 100, so it's up, 16%. Over nothing, right? Like, I mean, it's been 3 weeks. That's huge. It shouldn't even be moving at all. If anything, it should be going down. The fact that it hit 200 was a little insane in my mind. I know these things are rare, but I don't know that they're rare enough to warrant all of that, right? So we will find out. We'll have a better idea of supply over the next few weeks. The market is clearly still stabilizing. Certain cards are spiking and dropping based on basically meta as far as I can tell, and then there's a few things going on with collectors. I know a lot of people like the narrative that there's no speculators or there's no investors in the market anymore, but I don't really think that's true. I think it's probably they're not as active as they are in other spaces, and they're definitely not as active as the bubble times. That was insanity and frankly stupid in my opinion. Anytime you see that kind of activity, you should probably steer away from it. Don't buy into the hype, don't FOMO, because that's how you end up losing a lot of money. You sell into the hype, you buy into the depression of it, the everything's dead kind of mentality, right? That's how you do it right. So with this, I think what happened was we had the big bubble, scared a lot of people away. A lot of people lost money. It's clear. And so they, put the brakes on, looked at other things. I think it's pretty clear a lot of them went over to MetaZoo because MetaZoo's speculation is still strong. There's a lot of that going on there, but I do think they are around, and the buyout is one example of it. The stability of these extended art pieces, there's no reason to pay $100 for a Pulverize. None at all. Yet, it's still over 100. There, you can get it for, I think it's like $20 or whatever, $15 for Pulverize, the regular card to play with. So that's not a player market thing. That is a collector situation that they are worth that much. Now, is that purely because of supply? Is it because of demand? I think it's a combination of the two, and we do see sales of it. I myself bought one at $100, so I'm happy to have it at that price as a collector. So I think there are still collectors in this space is my ultimate point. I just don't think they're the insane people who are FOMOing, and dumping money on leverage into it anymore, which I think is honestly better for the whole market and everyone else. Because when that was happening, players couldn't get Monarch, right? They couldn't get it to play with, right? That's not happening with EVR. Players can get it, reasonable cost, little up on some of the Majestics that are, key cards, right? But they're able to actually get the cards and play with them and have a good time and go to their Pro Quest and whatever. Another example of this is Stalagmite, the shield, the ice shield. It's really cool looking, by the way. It is down at 109. It got up to probably 130 at its high. It has stayed pretty stable there because anyone who's selling cards knows that it's worth it to put it on the market, and anyone buying cards knows that that's a reasonable price for a cold foil legendary, right? That looks really sweet and is very functional, right? It's going to be a cornerstone going forward. So I really do think that is where we're at. There's a player part of the market. There's a collector part of the market. There's not a crazy speculator, scalper, flipper part of the market. The crazy fast money people are gone, which is excellent for the rest of us, in my opinion. So I'd say keep your head cool about all this stuff. Grab the things you find valuable and useful. I know I am. I've almost gotten everything that I want in my collection. I'm very close to it. The Stalagmite, by the way, is one of the last things, and I am willing to trade for it. If you have things you'd like to trade for in MetaZoo, Pokemon, even some Magic stuff, I have posted a few times in the Discord, so go ahead and post it again in the Discord and see if I can get anyone to bite. I do want this piece to complete my collection. But that's it for now. Let's clean this stuff up, or I guess it's cleaned up, but let's go ahead and wrap these in plastic and see what this box did. Alright, so we're back. We got a few things here. Unfortunately, not everything Tommy needed, but we did get one, so not too bad. Arknight Ascendancy Rainbow Foil is $4.50. The Teklo Core was $7. That was the big hit. Spark of Genius, $1.92. Endless Arrow is $4. And Arknight Ascendancy Non-Foil is $1.43. And Becoming the Arknight for Tommy there is $3.99. Total box value was $22.84. Not a great box considering these are going for $100 now. Not a big deal though. I do want the cards and that's why I did it. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you guys are having a great day playing some games, cracking some packs, and I'll see you next time.